Here we go again. I haven't even had my breakfast yet, and Claude has done it again. Today is Friday, April 17th, and Claude has launched Claude Design. This is my unboxing of Claude Design. Literally got a text from my buddy saying, "Hey, go check out Claude Design." I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. So let's get started. Thank you, Claude Code, for keeping me busy. And let's see how this works. I have never used this before. In fact, when I went to Claude Design, it did this onboarding. So let's go through the onboarding first. I'd highly recommend you do this because otherwise you won't know what the heck to do here. All right, what do you do? That's a loaded question. Let's just go with sales design. I'll make product mockups, interactive prototypes, definitely landing pages, one pagers. Okay, pick. Now it's saying start with slides. Pick slide deck when you create a project and describe your deck. Claude builds it full presentation, layout, content, speaker notes in one pass. Nice. So it said drop in your context, drop images, screenshots, or drag in Figma file, mount a local folder. So Claude reads your code base, point at what to change, tweak values live, and export anywhere. Okay, let's give it a shot. So first thing I want to do is just redesign my website. That's my one page resume. I recently got laid off, so I am doing this series called Apply in Public on LinkedIn. So I already have a one page site, but I think it can be better. This is also built with Claude Code, by the way, and it's decent. It has all my work experience. You can further drill down into it. You can book a time with me if you think I'm a good fit for your organization. I have my AI content here to show that I know AI and I use AI a lot. And then my fun project. So it has a bunch of stuff here, but I think we can see what Claude Design can do with it. So let's go to the design and give it my site name. And we want high fidelity. We don't want wireframes right now. So let's go and create the prototype. All right, let's orient ourselves to this. And again, this is my first time too. So we have a sketch. We can do a new sketch. All right, we can just sketch it out if we need to. Then we have the design interactive prototype. I'm going to remove the sketch napkin from here. So far, it's easy enough to understand. Although once I hit sketch, that thing has disappeared. That was here, like the palette. That's fine. I'm sure we'll figure it out. So start with context. We can add a design system. This is pretty awesome. I want to use let's see, what design system do I want to use? Front-end design. So we'll use the front-end design system. So that gets tagged here. All right, then there's comments, chat, new chat. Interesting. And then we have, what is this? Which model to use? So let's go to Opus 4.6. I can attach stuff. I'm guessing talk to it. Yep, voice input and import. Okay, that's pretty cool. I can reference another project, back to skills and design systems, which is this right here. Link code folder, grab web element, connect GitHub, or upload Figma file. So let's connect GitHub because my Amit.so site is on GitHub already. All right, GitHub is linked. Mount a local folder from the import menu. GitHub is connected. Feel free to paste a GitHub repo URL and I can copy its structure. Okay, let's go to my GitHub. Feel like I now live in GitHub. Here's my repo. So use this GitHub repo and rebuild this website with a modern UI. All right, now let's hit send and see what happens. And we have some useful tips in here. Toast your bread frozen. I did not know that. All right, so it's pulling in stuff from GitHub. While it's doing that, can we go home and see what else is here? Let's try a slide deck. So I recently created a slide deck for Opus 4.7 updates. Maybe I can just do that. That one was created in Notebook LM. Can I just use Claude Design to do it? Let's check it out. Okay, we'll add speaker notes. Why not? Hit create. let's just go to Anthropic's site. All right, so I'm just on Anthropic's site. I'm going to copy this blog post and then paste it in my design system to see how that works. Convert the pasted text into a slide deck. Right, so here I haven't chosen a design system or anything. I'm just going based off plain text paste because this is what I do in Notebook LM, and hit send. So now we have two projects running. I actually did not pick a different model for this one. Okay, let's answer Claude's questions. Presentation length. Let's do 10 minutes. Who's the audience? General public. I'll say my YouTube channel is the audience. Tone and style. Casual conversational is fine. How many customer quotes to include? None. How to handle benchmark data. So the text that I pasted has some benchmark data in there. If I go back here and look at the benchmarks, here's the benchmark data. So it's asking how do we handle that? Let's do detailed benchmark breakdowns, and we will do capabilities, benchmarks, safety, and new features. And then visual style would be, let's go dark, moody tech aesthetic. And the speaker notes, I always like the technical deep dive. So let's go with that. I like that the questions are pill form based, and even when I'm chatting with Claude Code, if it's asking me clarifying questions and I reply back to it saying, hey, don't ask me clarifying questions like this, give them to me in a pill format, in a Q&A format where I just have to choose the answers instead of typing back, it saves a lot of time. So it's going to go and do the build. And for this one, I forgot to pick 4.6. So this one will be probably 4.7. Yep, writing Opus with 4.7. There goes my usage. While we wait for that to be done, let's see what else we can do. Prototype, slide deck, from template, and other. For now, what I'm going to do is focus on these two, but let's see what examples they have here. All right, so we could probably build stuff like this. So this is shader, wallpapers, and I can use this prompt. That's interesting. Nice. App onboarding. Oh, this is pretty cool. I can totally use this on my website, which is the text streaming. I can see this being used for different Claude prompts and how Claude replies. I like that. Text particle effect. Sweet. That's pretty cool. Iridescent card. Okay, that's neat. I can see also this being something I can use like an interactive resume on my amit.so site. So similar concept, just applying it in a different format. Cosmic scale animation. Let's see what this is. Okay, that's pretty neat. I think I did see this in their preview, the globe loader. Organic loaders. So there's a lot of examples that you can take inspiration from and figure out how this would be helpful for your own website. Now let's go back and see if our designs are ready. So I'm going to go first for my website. Let's see how this looks. All right, I'm already liking this style better. Maybe it's just because it's a new tool, but compared to what I have currently, that one feels more corporate, more sleek. I want to say more professional and polished. Okay, let's keep scrolling down. The animations are loading nicely. Where I've made impact. Okay, it collapsed some of the tiles, which is fine. People don't have time to read all of it anyways. This is actually way better than what I currently have built. And this was a one-shot prompt. Career milestones. All right, that is actually pretty neat. So where do we go from here? I guess I can do tweaks. Ask Claude to add sliders or options. Example, slider for border radius, color picker for accent. Okay. Then I can comment on it. Okay, and then I have frontline editing. So it looks like I can just go in here. See, this is 20% instead of 30%. And then that sticks. That's pretty cool. And looks like I can use the draw tool. So let's try that and change this career milestones. Make this more interactive. Okay, I don't know how to do this. Let's hit draw again. And when I try to type it, it's type anywhere to add a note. Okay. Oh, sweet. I just have to type anywhere. Make this career milestones more interactive. Okay, we did that. Now what do I do? Send it. Okay, so I did the draw button, drew around this, made a comment, and sent it. Let's see. And then none of these links are working. So I think that's another thing I need to tell it. These links are not working. Make sure you go to my website as it stands currently, amit.so, or look at the GitHub repo and update the buttons to make the links work. Let's queue that because it's already editing the first one and I can queue this one here. I guess I can just send it. And what are my options here? I can go full screen, new tab, present it. Okay, perfect. So we made a couple of changes. We'll come back and see how those changes look. But let's go back here and go to the slide deck now. See what that slide deck is looking like. So again, it opens in its own HTML here. We have 14 slides. And just to show you what these slides look like when I released that video yesterday, this is my Notebook LM slides. So if we go to the slideshow, this is what Notebook LM created for me. And this was from just like me pasting the blog article in Notebook LM and then asking it to build it into a website versus, let's go back here and let's present it. So I also see speaker notes are here. And when I'm presenting this, I'm guessing the speaker notes are not going to be shared. So let me just make these smaller. Okay, this is actually way better than what Notebook LM gave me, but also my prompt with Notebook LM maybe it could have been better. So when I am doing my YouTube videos, I would love to use something like this to create visual content instead of just me doing the talking. And that's why I've started using Notebook LM for slides, or I've used Nano Banana Pro to create the slides, but this one will definitely make it easier. The slides are sleek and very polished looking. Let's go back to my website now and see how that's coming along. Okay, so the direct edit was done. I don't know if it made that career milestones to be more interactive. Okay, looks like it did. And then as you click on each one of them, it shows a little bit more detail about it. Now I can obviously continue to work with this. What I want to do is I want to try, if we go back home, let's go to examples. And I just want to use this example for my career milestone, the iridescent card. I don't even know how to say that word, but I want to use this prompt and have it do something similar for my career milestones. Let's see if we can make that happen. go back to my recent designs and let's just chat with it. For the career milestones, can you do something similar to this effect? Paste that image and paste the prompt. I have the example prompt below from that screenshot, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something similar, but for my career milestones. Okay, let's send it and see if it works. But so far I'm impressed with Claude Design. Obviously a lot of thought went into this. There's design systems. You can create your own design system if you're a company and you have your brand guidelines. You can feed that in. You can feed your website. You can feed all your brand materials to create that design system. Then it'll then follow. So if I hit create, here's the design system. So I can talk about my company name, mission, etc. If you have your GitHub repo, perfect. And that'll go to create that design system. Let's actually go give it a shot while it's tweaking my website. Company name is amit.so and company mission is to find Amit a job by creating an interactive resume for his website. Okay, I'm not going to fill any of this for now. Let's just go to next. Okay, it's creating the design system. Sweet. While it's doing that, let's go back to our website. And now let's see if our interactive element has been applied. Okay, it says the career milestone section now features holographic cards, pan, tilt, numbered cards, etc., etc. Let's go check it out. Okay, nice. So it kept this is actually pretty cool. It kept the same concept as that playing card, but applied it to my resume. You can do the whole pan and tilt. Man, this would take forever for someone to build and render it. But obviously with AI now, this is getting easier and easier. And looks like the links are working. So that's my Medium blog. YouTube link isn't working, but I'm sure that's the broken link. And book a call is also working. So looks like everything's working. Book a call is still going to my other page for my website, but now I can actually deploy this to GitHub and to Vercel. And from there, I can just update my website, which is the final thing we're going to try here. The website is looking good. Let's go ahead and deploy it to my GitHub. All right, so what the message I got back is, unfortunately, I can only read and import from GitHub. I don't have the ability to push. Here's how to deploy manually. Download the project files, replace the files in your amit.so repo, unzip, copy. Since the repo uses GitHub pages, it should go live immediately. Let's give that a shot. So I'm downloading this as a zip file in my resume folder. Let's unzip it. And then we're going to go back to GitHub. Let's upload files. And now we should be able to upload all of those files here. Let's do that. I don't know if I'm going to break something here or if this is going to work, but looks like everything uploaded. So if this actually worked, then we should see the live site here change in a moment, because this will now go to Vercel for deployment. So let me go to my Vercel account and here's my project. Looks like it was pushed just now. Okay, I'm not seeing the changes on my site, even though it's deployed to Vercel. So that might be some troubleshooting I need to do, but that's Claude Design. And this is wild. Thank you for watching on this Friday. As always, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you get notified next time I release a video. And until next time, keep prompting.